Hello and welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about something that's been bugging me for quite a bit of time now. I have a pretty bad shopping addiction problem, whatever you want to call it, and it needs to stop starting today or even yesterday and the day before that. Fun fact is, I attempted a low buy, no buy before even making this video, to which I have failed 3 times. But this time, we're getting serious about it for November 1st and onward. A little bit of a backstory as to how I got this way. But before we get into that, if you have not yet subscribed, please do so and click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos, especially if you want to come with me on this journey of a low/no buy shopping problem thing. Also consider pledging on Patreon if you are someone who likes to support creators and their work, and all of those dollars will go into an actual business instead of junk and life things and not junk. So the good news is I know where this comes from. I know why I do or I've always done what I've done. And that's because of abuse and neglect. So like as a kid, I never felt loved, I was, instead of feeling loved, I was being hit or sworn at, insulted, etc. etc. So I didn't have loving mommy to give me hugs and stuff like that, And, well, my dad wasn't bad, and he isn't bad, but with him being gone so often, it was just, I felt alone, and I was stuck with the former stuff. So, I just wanted things, especially once I started being able to have an allowance, and then once I started making income elsewhere, birthday money, but also like with jobs, like with YouTube and Patreon and Twitch and whatever I would get, I just wanted to spend. The good thing is that a lot of it is stuff that I will use for business purposes, like YouTube videos, or it goes into my Twitch stream, uniforms, like clothes, you gotta wear clothes. I don't need an excessive amount of clothes considering I never leave my apartment except to run errands, and I'm not 20 anymore. When I finally got my driver's license at 20, I was getting ready every single day and going to the bookstore, and fancy outfits and things like that, but I don't even do that anymore. I haven't done that for years, but I would still keep buying new things to fill in a void that needed to be filled. But a lot of the time it's just junk. Like, yeah, makeup, I can use that for a business, looking presentable on camera. And before somebody comes in and says you don't need makeup, I realize I'm not gonna die without it. But for me, it's something that I liked, and I like to look presentable in my definition of presentable to the camera. But your girl does not need 5 nude lipsticks, right? And with shirts, I don't need so many shirts, but I would keep buying them. I also had this thing where I couldn't figure out what my actual style was, so my style was constantly changing, and then I wanted to try to figure what that is. And you know what the other thing I had horrible problems with, and you probably recognize this, the Pikachu and Eevee plushies. I grew up with Pokemon. I still love Pokemon dearly, and I have no regrets for having a couple of things around my room because I love it so much and it means so much to me. But Lord have mercy, I do not need 10 of the same Pikachu in the same position with the same facial expression. But every time I would go by Walmart or Target in a little Pokemon aisle and see what new kind came out, I was like, mine, instant. And what was happening when I would keep buying all of this stuff, whether I really needed it or had use out of it or not, it just kept piling up around me. I have a fairly small room, and because my room is small and there's so much stuff around my room, and I've been decluttering, okay? But there's still so much. I have stuff behind my couch now and on a dining table that needs to get cleared out, but I'm trying to get my room cleared out before so I can take all that stuff that's downstairs and bring it upstairs. And I was doing pretty well with decluttering. I was always decluttering for the past 2 years. You might have heard me be like, I've decluttered this and I'm decluttering that. But what would happen? At the end of the day, it would end up still looking the same as before because I would go back out and buy more things, which defeated the purpose of decluttering in the first place. I mean, yeah, great. I took stuff out so that way when the new stuff came in, it wasn't 2 times more of that. But what was the point of decluttering if I was just going to fill the room back with stuff? And stuff that I don't use. I have so many buttons and keychains that are still on, like, this is a Sailor Moon pendant, which actually I have a jacket, a handmade painted jacket that's Sailor Moon, so I'm gonna put this on my jacket. I just need to actually do that. So this isn't gonna be a complete total waste. But I have, I have a lot of Traveler's notebooks lying around. I was huge into Decadent for a while, which if you don't know what that is, it's like these cute little cases that have, what's it called, resin, and there's cute little designs, and this is for the Samsung Note 8, and it's falling apart, wow. And I was just obsessed seeing it on Instagram all the time, but this is so impractical. It's so cute, and it's my custom made one, but it's so impractical. And I bought Decadent keychains, which are a little more practical, because then I could just put them on bags and stuff, but I still have some lying around who knows where because I can't find it because I have this irritating problem. It's so weird because I had this problem, and then a couple years ago I actually made a whole decluttering Living Light series because I was inspired by Living Light by Coco, and I was so good for a few years. You know, I quit doing makeup on YouTube, so I really didn't need to buy more makeup. So I maybe buy like one lipstick every few months or something. I really didn't buy eyeshadow palettes anymore. And clothes, I was really good about like just not swiping that card, right? And then something happened in the last year where all that work that I did just kind of, and now I'm trying to work through that all over again. Thankfully, I have a therapist again, so I'm gonna start bringing that up. I recognize that I have a problem. I know where it comes from. I just need to stop doing that thing where I have sentimental feelings over every random thing and just do away with it. Give it away to somebody else. Sell it. I've been doing that a lot. I have a Poshmark closet. I'll link it down below in case you're interested. It's mostly bags because I have a huge bag problem yet again. That was one of my kryptonites. Lipsticks and bags. And yeah, I started buying eyeshadow palettes again and lipsticks. I have like half of ColourPop's catalog. For what? This summer I bought the rainbow palette. For what? I rarely wear color anymore. And if I wear color, it's mostly on the neutral line of color. And yeah, I bought that palette because I was like, oh, what if I feel like doing colorful makeup for frickin' Pride? Pride's once a year. Twice, if you go to Asheville and the Charlotte one. What's the point? What am I doing? I'm just trying to temporarily fix a problem, which really only lasts about 5 seconds, instead of trying to focus on what matters more, like, let's see, travel, because I'm in a long-distance relationship, and the $100 that I just swiped and spent frivolously, that's about 1 day of a hotel. That $100 that I spent frivolously, swiped my card and didn't give a care in the world about, that could go towards a fraction of the rent cost for, like, say I move up to New Jersey to go live with my boyfriend. But instead, I'm spending it on whatever junk I can find. And it needs to stop. And that's why, starting here, November 1st, I am going on a 100% no buy, and I need to effing stick to it. I need to watch so much Samantha Ravindal, which when I watched her like last month, I failed 3 times, but I'm gonna watch again and again and again. And there was another Canadian YouTuber I was watching who also inspired me to do this. I forget her name. I'm gonna have it somewhere around here. But those two have started their journeys. And I think that's just what I need to keep watching. Like, I keep watching these minimalist people, but I feel like I can't relate too much with their journey because they've already been there, done it, whatever, or they've always been really good at this. But I want to be with people who understand what I'm going through, at least, like, currently understand what I'm going through. Does that make sense? But yeah, nothing. Nada. Kinda. The good news is I've already bought my jeans that I need for the fall. All of my jeans that fit me are distressed. They're not good for fall and winter, so I needed 1 or 2 pairs of jeans that fit me well and don't have holes in them so I can wear them during the colder months and not shiver. I'm still probably gonna shiver because I hate the cold and I'm just easily like, but at least they don't have a big hole this big at my leg, right? And sweaters, I got that down. I'm done. I don't need more clothes. I don't need more t-shirts, okay? I don't. I'm not going out enough to justify this. And really, even if I did go out often, I have a whole closet full of stuff. I don't need more. The only things I am allowed to buy are 1, food, which honestly, I also have a food problem where I'm just buying, like getting takeout all the time instead of like meal prepping. Now, there are exceptions to this. Hi, I am disabled if you didn't know, so I deal with chronic pain and fatigue a lot. So yeah, if I'm going through one of those episodes and I need something now, I'm gonna get something now. But I can do burrito bowls fairly easily in a microwave, you know? No makeup. I'm done with the makeup. I say as there's a Sephora order coming in, one of which is an actual replacement of things, which, that's the thing. Unless something needs actual replacing, like an old or empty expired mascara, empty foundation, you get the gist. No makeup. I don't need new notebooks. I don't need new planners. I don't need Pikachu plushies. I need therapy and a goal towards life and not things. I'm still getting my manicures because that is a self-care moment and a relaxation moment. Oh, and coffee. I will allow myself a coffee every once in a while. It's $2. But other than that, no. I can say that I never had a problem paying my bills. My taxes are paid. Everything that I need to pay for in terms of bills is paid off. So it's not like I'm behind on bills and collections is gonna come over. Thankfully, so I was still responsible with that stuff. I was just irresponsible with everything else after that. And then come January 1st, maybe I'll go on a low buy, but really I feel like way down in there in my heart and way back there in my brain, I really don't even want to do much of a low buy. There's probably a part of me that wants to, but if I could just focus my way of thinking, yeah. But if I were to go and do anything for a low buy anything during a low buy, there has to be an out and in sort of thing. Before anything can come in, something needs to go out, and I would really rather, I need to thrift it first, attempt to thrift it. Because we have a fast fashion problem, and thrifting is better. But thrifting is not better if you don't need clothes. What's the point? You're just filling up your closet for nothing, right? So yeah, I look around and I see this mess of stuff, and it's overwhelming, and I need to clean it out. And that's another thing. What happened with abuse that really still sticks with me and gets in my head and bothers me is that if I didn't clean my room, if there was so much stuff and I needed to clean it, I would get screamed at for cleaning it, and then I would be afraid and I would try to clean it. But the second I would start pulling out bags, I would get screamed at for cleaning. There were claims that I would be making a mess and just like all these weird excuses. So then I wouldn't clean. And it was this back and forth cycle of why aren't you cleaning? And then why are you cleaning? You're just gonna ruin it. You're just gonna make a mess. Stop doing this, and back and forth. So that's one big reason why I always struggle to actually keep things in order and just like let everything pile up. And I hate that. And I need to get away from that. My therapist, please help me. So yeah, there's my struggle. And I want to come back with, like, update videos, I guess. I think that would help keep me accountable rather than me trying to secretly do it on my own. And I don't want to say this on video and then, like, never talk about it again and then slip up and then just be, like, secretly behind the scenes, like, still stuff. Will there be a chance that I fail and I buy something and my brain gets the best of me? Possibly. And I'm gonna try not to completely beat myself up over it because this is 28 years that I'm trying to undo. But if that happens, I tell myself no and don't do it again. Unless it's something you absolutely need to replace or whatever, don't do it again. Save that money for your plane ticket. Save that money for your future. Save for whatever that's important. So let me know if this is something that you struggle with. I'm sure there are many people out there because there's 2 at least already people that I watch. that are struggling. If you know of any other YouTubers or bloggers even, because I do like to read blogs, that are dealing with this type of thing, that are currently dealing with this type of thing, leave them down in the comments. I need that inspiration, that motivation, that discipline. Well, only I can provide the discipline, but reading and watching others who are going through it helps. If you would like to help translate this video, I will have a translation link down below in the description box. Always really helps me out. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I will see you later. Bye.